You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily. Now to something quite interesting. So we've been talking about unfortunate situations, but well, life can be all that gloomy. And so we are looking at, growing up, some games that we used to enjoy, but now modernization, exposure, civilization, everything, is stealing these games away from us. Because now if you, in a family of four, how do you do Pilulu? How do you do Chaskele? Even Ludo, is not fun when you don't have people, hyping the game, just to make sure that the 6 Ludo and all that kind of stuff, and if you win, all the hype that you get. But they say that, if times are changing, you equally have to evolve as well. How are we doing these things? Our young folks today know all the kinds of foreign games because they have them on their phones. And so you sit with people and everybody is on their phone playing one game or the other. But all these games that they are playing, how many of them are Ghanaian? And how do we, in fact, digitize our own games just to make sure that we can enjoy them and also sell it to other people in other parts of the world? I have here with me Hannah Kwanzaa, who is a tech consultant. Hi, Hannah.
Hello, Firma.
How are you doing?
I'm well.
Great. Now, so how are we going to play Owari, on our phones? And so what we need is, how are we preserving these games?
Okay, thank you very much, and good morning to you once again. So the concept of gaming in Africa, let me put it that way. I want to take it from the bigger scale. Yeah. We started growing up in neighborhoods, as you were saying, where we were playing games like Pitchinge, Pilolo, Chaskele, and the rest. But the point is, there's been like an issue. People grow. That's the essence of culture. People grow. So we find out in Ghana that they are coming up with a lot of estates, and it's sort of bringing in secluded lifestyle where people live in their homes, gated communities. I'm not saying they are bad, but it's sort of removing the people factor. And this is the very bed that our society rests on. If we cannot have some of these games that we play, and it makes you strong. There are certain things that you learn on the street, not in your mother's room. It teaches you something. But we've gone away from that. And aside that, we have an issue where in Ghana, the gaming sector, in terms when it comes to technology, building games, it's not really there compared to building business apps or applications that people could benefit from. So it's important that we look at it, because we have also the influx of foreign games. You have a child now. All the child knows is, I want a Nintendo Switch. I want PS5. I want to play Temple Run. They don't know what Chaskele is. They don't know what Owari is. And they would grow up and they would not be like Ghanaian. When you put them in the side where, hey, Ghanaian games, which one can you remember? They don't know. Even if you describe some nowadays, people don't know what is he talking about. And it's sort of like that place. So we have to look and also acknowledge some of these people in the sector that are trying. So for now, we've seen some applications coming up. But the patronage is not good. Africans don't like to buy apps.
But is it fun, because so growing up, I know Owari, as in you and I sit down, we are doing Owari. Would it be the same if I'm all alone playing Owari?
It is the same. So there is a company that has developed Owari, and it's on Play Store right now. So you play it. The challenge with Ghanaian games and some developers is just that out there they are exposed to a lot of technology, so they could get you the UI as 100% as it gets, so it feels near realistic. But in our sector, we don't have some of these things. They're learning. We don't even have government incubators that are sort of pushing these ideas. And it comes to the part where you don't get paid for it. I'd rather get a contract where I'm building a sales app for a business, or I'll get a contract that, let's say, I'm building an app for CCTV. It will pay me. Compared to just building a game and putting it out there on Play Store or Apple Store. Now, if it's not downloaded a lot, that's where you don't get the money. You don't get to monetize it. So there's a whole conversation in trying to get in the applications monetized. So there's been Owari now on Play Store, and then there's also what we call the dummy.
The
one
draft,
the draft. So now you can just download these things and then play them.
Now, you know, I'm asking this because, you know, there've been calls, you know, for people to go into animation, right? Things that children would love, telling our own story through animation.
Yes.
But you realize that, I must say that, good attempt though, but when you put what we are doing, you know, up against maybe a foreign animation movie or something, you realize that automatically kids will move towards that in terms of picture quality, in terms of story, in terms of, I mean, the production in its entirety, you know. So I'm looking at how do we get people to be interested, because now you put it there, I am going to spend my money to download these things or to buy these apps, and nobody's going to reward me because I'm a Ghanaian and I bought a Ghanaian app, you know. Or it's just an issue of let's support our own and develop it.
Yes. So some guys in the space have tried. Some guy like Aram with Letty Ads. So Letty Ads sort of put comics, the whole Kwekwanasi story is now on tablets that you could buy like episode by episode. We sit here and then we buy foreign comics. And then we read them, and then we are following like Superman and everything and all that. So there's Letty Ads that could help you tell African stories. So as you're seeing on the screen, you could go there and then you see the Anansi story. So you could buy any that you want. There are some that are free. There's some that you read up until a point, then it requests you to buy. So it's not just in supporting your own. Of course, there are most applications that we'll be looking at today, this game apps, are actually free. So you are not paying anything. But when the traction grows, that's when we can bring in the conversation of supporting and because they are.
So we are just for enjoying it for free for
no,
now.
just go there. I mean, you live in a place where you want to play this game, but you're wondering how will people think if I'm playing this thing. It's not going to happen.
But I really would love to know how ORA is played all by myself, you know, probably on my phone or something.
Yeah, so you download the app. It's actually developed by Grey Power Studios. So you download the app and then you just play. The way you could select a single player, so you play with a computer, or you select a double player, so you just have to bring in your friend and then you play alongside. It's the same concept of nothing has changed from it. Compared to other applications that have been developed, also something like Kente Crush. So Kente Crush is similar to your normal Candy Crush. So you're sort of matching Edinkra symbols, which are our national symbols. And then when it forms a line in a string of particular, or 4 or 3. So as you're seeing, you see Accra. And it has been plotted along the major cities of Ghana. So you see you are in Accra now. So you are playing, let's say you are playing up onto Northern Region. So as you're selecting and then you're joining, it's a nice app. It's just like Candy Crush. But so you see some of the Edinkra. And if your kids have this on their phone, for example, they could come and ask you, okay, Mommy, what does this symbol mean? It's called Jinimbe or Nyamieni or so something. Then you're educating the children alongside. So this is an infusion of our own culture merged with the influx of foreign games that we've seen. So an example like that is also up there.
But we have a lot of people patronizing this.
That's where the conversation is like. There's the mentality. Okay, nothing good could come out of Africa. If I had to pick Letty Arts, for example, they started here. Now they are in Kenya, and they are doing like big things there. So yes, something good can come out of Africa, but then they need the encouragement. There has to be the patronage. There has to be. It's okay. It's not like you're standing up if it's bad. Use it. No, these are guys who have tried. And if you're playing this and all that, you are not only supporting them, but you are giving them the exposure they need. We sit here and play Candy Crush. Why would somebody not be in California and play Kente Crush?
Exactly.
It should be that swap.
Yeah, but what makes it challenging though for people to really go into this? Because I'm also thinking that if we have a lot of people doing this, we don't have a choice, you know. Because if you turn everywhere and you are seeing local games up, you know, left, right, front, center, then you'll be forced to, you know that some songs you hear and you are like, no, this song is not nice, but it can bombard you, and by the time you realize you are singing it, you know?
I know.
So what is really the challenge here?
Okay, so the challenge number one is the lack of resources.
Okay.
In Ghana, most developers that I know are doing the mainstream applications. They're doing your normal business apps. They're doing your normal. They're doing the integration and everything and all that. When it comes to developers who are geared towards social applications, you sit down. Coding is difficult. You sit down for days, months even, dependent on how good you want the application to be. And then you bring it out for no money.
Yeah.
Unless it has been properly monetized, not as in putting a price tag on it on Play Store that, okay, it's a 20 CD subscription a month. No. In terms of if it's supposed to, if it gets the traction, then you could feed off on things like Google Ads and things because they'll be running through your games. Like some games, if you buy them, they'll tell you this is ad free. Okay. So then you're also getting money not from your users or the people who have downloaded, but also from the platform that you've put it on. So that is like one lack of people getting into that field to develop mobile applications centered around the Ghanaian culture. That is one. Another thing is outside there are 2,000,001 incubators. Just have one idea that you just wake up in the morning, okay, let me do a game. Let's say called Accra Kanish. So you see like a bus moving, and then when you jump on it, you collect some coins and you're moving on. Let's say I just woke up with this idea. It needs funding. It needs the platform. You need the technology. These are things that you ordinarily wouldn't find in Ghana. But outside there are several incubators that you can just adopt the idea. And then you get in your own money. So because they are adopting the idea, they will now take it and commercialize the application. So you have the tendency of earning something. So if you manage to struggle through, you break through with your first local game, and then it's a hit, you are tempted to go and sleep over it and bring in another one. So there are no incubators like personal private owned ones, neither are then the government ones to even support it because it hasn't been a conversation that is there. They feel, okay, gaming is actually earning people revenue. People are gamers for life. They wake up in the morning. What's their job? They are gamers. Because they are some people are selling like game coins and superpowers in the middle of some of these games. Then they earn it and then they share. So that is another issue. And then the third thing is in our colleges or institutions where you're being taught technology, how to develop it. I've not seen any technology university offering that like as a separate course on its own. You may touch on UI development, you may touch on animation and everything, but you may not end up being like a Looney Tunes or Disney where you are animated. That's where you get to. But in terms of the gaming, it's not happening. And the fourth thing that has been the challenge is also the influx of these foreign games. Because ordinarily you said if we are seeing it more, we will play it more. These people are pushing 2,000,001 resources into making sure that the application comes on the first fight. When you look for like anything crash, Kente Crash wouldn't show in the search. It wouldn't come up. So that is the issues that the community is facing. That's the reason why we are not able to produce, because you look at the financial bit and then you are swayed and you
But how
pulled away.
expensive is it though?
It depends. It depends on how you want the game to be. Okay, so if you're developing and you can't develop an application so-handedly. No. If you see us come up with an application, there are several people doing several parts. So there's a front-end guy who's making sure that you see. So you see what you see. There's a UI, UX to give you the experience. Okay, when I click it, how's the flow going? Sometimes you don't have these resources in country. Not as, perhaps you may get it, but not as good as you want. So it means you would have to import resources, not like literally fly them over into Ghana, but you have to award them, So that comes in as a cost element to you. So if you want to build the game and let it be there, like international standard, you have to pull in all these strings, and then it becomes expensive for you, the developer that is, or the business that is trying to churn out most of these games.
So if we are not, developing such games, what are we losing out on as a country?
So the danger first is you're losing your culture.
Okay.
We are in Ghana. There are certain songs that we know because they are Ghanaian. Believe you me, should we just step out and ask a child about some olden day songs, some Kete songs, what a dirges, how do we put it
Oh,
in
you
a
are going too far. I asked my son, do you know Ferrampos? I said, who is that?
who is that?
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So it is up for us to tell our own story.
Yeah.
If we refuse to do, somebody will tell it for us. So that has been like one of the challenges that we're facing. We are going to see that culture really fizzling out because a child that is living in an estate doesn't know what chaskele is. But if it is an application there, the people have grown. So if it's an application online, they can download it, they are seeing. Not just also for playing sake, it's also for the learning.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're seeing this, there's even a Kakum Forest Run.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yes. It's,
So there are quite a number of these games out there, right?
It's on the same like level as your temple run.
Okay.
But it just takes you to.
Oh, wow.
It takes you to the Kakum. So it's
Yeah.
been like a measure right there. So you see, like you're going on Kakum and then you're collecting coins and you're sliding, same way. So it gives you the experience of being there, but you're not actually there. You're there virtually playing a game. So we are going to lose our culture if we don't stem up and focus on that side of the industry as it is. People would not hear about us. We have more and more of these games and all that. And what will be is that with time, all your people would have into that field, they will move.
But you know, whose business should it be? Is it government? You know, the government that has to deal with Apiati disaster, the government that is dealing with the tidal wave, the government that is dealing with the Kaba St. Joseph Hospital. You know, so government has genuine
2,000,001 things.
issues, you know, pressing issues that we are dealing with. To bring in games, you know, is it government's business? Is it private businesses? Is it parents? I mean, whose business should this be? How do we ensure that we really have these apps out there?
Okay, so we can't just name and say, is this person's fault or is that person's fault?
But we need,
I mean, it's not your fault that I didn't learn how to do gaming and I decided to do, let's say, websites and business apps. Yes, it's nobody's fault. But if we are to all, you know, merge, meet at a point where we are helping. Of
Who
course,
are the we? That's what I want to know.
So every stakeholder in there. So there's the government. You want to do, there's tourism and arts and creative.
So for instance, if tomorrow morning there should be a meeting, you know, on gaming apps, who and who should be at that meeting?
We have to call on institutions like universities offering such a course. We also have to call on parts of the government, which is the ministry responsible for creative arts and tourism and all that. Yes, because you're trying to promote something. So that they will be like a major stakeholder in this. And then, of course, the general person out there who wants to go into that field so that we can sit and have a conversation. Of course, the people also who have been in some parts of the field to also come and then say, okay, this is the challenges that we are facing. Can the government come in there? But as you're saying, in terms of priority of skills, some countries have advanced. They are not solving fire issues. They are not solving flooding issues coming out of something erupting in the sea. They are just, you know, there. There are even countries where they have Minister of Entertainment, you know. So it's sort of they are living the soft life. We haven't gotten there, but it doesn't mean we should neglect it. If we are serious every day, what does the saying go?
Well, so the people who care about this, I mean, those who are always preaching about maintaining, preserving our culture, you are listening. This is one sure way that we can preserve our culture, but, you know, because I mean, everybody is busy and the family size keeps getting smaller. You know, that's why earlier I said that if you're an only child, how are you playing chaskele? If you're an only child, how are you playing pilolo? But you can do so and you can really know much more about our games through such apps. Hannah, thank you very much.
Thank you.